bring in France 24's Gulliver Cragg, who's in Kyiv. Gulliver, what's the reaction been there so far to these latest announcements from Russia?
In a nutshell, we'll believe it when we see it. That's what Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said. He noted that Russia has often announced the end of military drills or the withdrawal of troops. It happened after they first built up tens of thousands of troops near the Ukrainian border in spring 2021. They announced that they were withdrawing, and actually only quite a small part of them really withdrew. So the Ukrainians are quite skeptical. But Dmytro Kuleba has also been expressing some confidence that Ukrainian and US and European efforts to achieve de-escalation in this situation are possibly bearing some fruit. Also, Ukrainian commentators on social media expressing the same kind of wariness that the foreign minister was saying. Well, we'll see if they really do. At the moment, it's just an announcement of some of these drills, which were not announced beforehand, now ending. The only drills that Russia has actually announced and which are still officially going on are in the Black Sea and also in Belarus. The ones in Belarus are due to end on the 20th of February.
So, Gulliver, this, of course, comes after a raft of shuttle diplomacy with several Western leaders talking to Vladimir Putin over the past weeks. Today, the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, is in Moscow one day after his talks with the Ukrainian president. What message was he bringing Putin from his talks yesterday in Kyiv?
Well, of course, it's hard to know what's really going on behind the scenes, but from what Olaf Scholz had to say in his press conference with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, it sounded like he was going to try to take a message to Vladimir Putin that, look, why are you making such a big fuss about the possibility of Ukraine joining NATO? Russia has demanded that it be officially stated that Ukraine will not join NATO when Ukraine's membership of NATO is not on the table. The German Chancellor stressed that although the NATO door remains open and that Ukraine's officially stated ambition to one day join NATO remains unchanged, that's not currently on the table. And just trying to read into what they're saying, I detected a slight change in Volodymyr Zelensky's language in talking about Ukraine's ambitions to join NATO. He referred to it as a dream. He said we would like to join NATO. He did note that it's written into the country's constitution and that they're not going to officially give up on the idea. But he also said, of course, it's not up to us. It slightly seemed to me as though he was trying to dilute Ukraine's language, possibly hoping that that would help Olaf Scholz in his negotiations with Vladimir Putin in Moscow. But that's my point of view, my interpretation of Volodymyr Zelensky's words, which are often quite ambiguous, it has to be said, and can be interpreted in different ways.
All right, Gulliver, thanks for that. Gulliver Cragg, they're reporting for us from Kyiv.